Hello, everyone. This is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to go into what we are shipping out today on Thursday. So there's also another really crazy combo order. So that I'm going to talk about that when I get to it. But yeah, I'm just going to go right into it. So the first thing that sold when I was picking up items at the storage unit, a lot of for this particular set is Racing Champions, like police cars or whatever. I don't think they're like Matchbox or Hot Wheel or anything. Yeah, it just says Racing Champions, and then there was like the police series. I got a bunch of these from the person that flips storage units. This cool little lot I made, I like the colors. It's like pastel, like black, blue, and stuff. I think it looks really cool. Yeah, it does look nice. Someone liked it too. They spent $14.39. I made it really aesthetic. All right, and then moving along, we did post this particular haul a long time ago on the channel, so if you want to dig deep in our old videos, we posted a whole table of all the stuff we got. We got a bunch of these Batman comics. I think this is maybe like the first, second, or third thing of these sold. So this is a slow mover. These are 10 of them. It's basically 622. I don't want to like spam all the numbers, but a bunch of different comics from the 600s. This sold for $22.49. I made a bunch of lots with those comics, so that's pretty cool. That was Batman stuff. All right, moving along, we have a repeat buyer. They bought some smaller black and yellow dice right here. So these are going to be black dice, yellow pips, and then yellow dice and black pips. People actually care about like what color their dice are and then what color the pips, like those little indents are. Also a really cool like aesthetic lot. I made this sold for $9.80. So like I said, a repeat buyer. I like selling the dice. Those are 12 millimeter, if that matters, if someone cares about that. All right, next up is going to be a Pokemon card. It's been a while since I've actually sold a Pokemon card. I got a bunch of these Lucario V-Star cards right here. They're still in their packet. These are probably like promo cards that come in like Elite Trainer boxes. You would get like a guaranteed card, or sometimes you get those like box sets or tins, and then there's also a guaranteed card. I got a bunch of these. I don't fully remember where I got these, but my guess is I do buy a lot of empty like Pokemon and Magic and other card game tins, and sometimes I open them up and there's stuff in there. So the person probably opened up a bunch of the Elite Trainer boxes, threw in the promos. Like this only sold for $6. That's still pretty good for us. I have another one of these, so I relisted it. Oh, someone made an offer for $3 and they went up to $6? Okay, for the same day? Okay, yeah, I guess people are caring about Lucario. I think he's like a psychic. No, he's dark and fighting or psychic and fighting. It's been a little bit. I've played each Pokemon game once. The older ones we've played a ton in a night, but all right, I'm going to move along. We have a small lot of Mark's Railroad Train broken bits and pieces. Where did I put that? I think it's this one. So yeah, I don't know anything about these at all. This looks like it's a bottom to one of the trains. These are like metal. Maybe they're like steel or something. And then like this one looks like an engine. Then there's like another bits and piece. I just had a bunch of bits and pieces from a lot Annetta got many years ago from auction. This particular like these might not even be broken, but I just put broken just in case. Sold for $14.99. That's pretty cool because when I was listing them, I'm like, are these going to sell? I don't even know what they are. And you'll see later on in the video, I sold another bag. All right, moving along, we have a lot of 15. These are cool. They're Roman metal infantry. I think I got these from the auction. I'm not 100% sure because I forgot to make a note. This is to a repeat buyer, but yeah, these are pretty cool. There's a lot of details. They have like swords, the helmets and stuff. People like love the Roman stuff, especially good miniature like quality like that, and they're metal. I don't know if I mentioned it, $16.79 for those. All right, moving along, we have a CD called Dusty Trails. I don't know much about music. Like I'm actually like a really newbie with a lot of music, but we got a bunch of CDs for $75 a long time ago. I still have a bunch to list, and I did list a bunch since like we started the eBay, and they've been selling slowly. So $7.49 for this particular one. So yeah, people always think it's weird that I don't know anything about like music. Like very little. Like I said, I know a lot about some of this nerdy stuff. Ask me about music, I don't know, but we do like selling physical media. We think it's like undervalued right now, and we do constantly list and source it whenever we can get it cheap. All right, next up is a board game, Morse Code Empires of Apocalypse Part 1 right here. This is like a really big military war game. I've probably had this for a while. It looks like I wrote down that it's unpunched. So yeah, you're gonna have a bunch of different hexes and yeah, play like some kind of military scene or campaign or something like that. Like this is a huge one. This ended up selling for $23.62. I've never played this one. I haven't really played any military games, but when we do find them and like unique ones like that, they do eventually sell, at least for us. So we have fun with it. So $23.62. All right, moving along. Another one of these police Racing Champions figures. These one had their base still. This one is a, let's see, a USA Tennessee State Troop. It's like yellow and black highway patrol card right there. Sorry, should show you guys. I was just needing to read it. So this is like, I think the same type as those other ones, but this one had its base, and it still had the plastic like clamshell on the side. So I just kept it with it. They were like in the same bin when I was pulling them today. $10.49 for that one. All right, moving along, more of these Marks bits and pieces. This looks like there's like wheels. It looks like there's going to be some like lights in there, some like wires and switches. Don't know anything about this. We do well with the train stuff. This sold for $14. It is pretty heavy and stuff like that. So yeah, I just laid out all the stuff, took a picture, put a lower price on it, and then ended up selling. Same with the other like bits and pieces. All right, moving along, we have a Fortnite birthday table cover right here. This was probably, I've been going through some of the old storage unit. Like I said, I mentioned in the last video, I cleared up like a hallway of walk space in the storage unit where I had a bunch of like old inventory basically. But I've been tight in space, so I've been trying to clear out that hallway, and I've got most of it cleared out. And I've been listing stuff that we used to source a long time ago. So this is we probably got this at like Goodwill or something. People love Fortnite. My little brother played a bunch. I never played it. Not my type of game. I'm not good at shooters or stuff like that. I tried Apex Legends, a similar game, for like a couple days, and I realized that my reaction speed was just not there at my age. So yeah, if I'm really bad at like a shooter game, I'm not gonna play it. The shooter game I would enjoy is like Dead Space. It's like this horror survival space one, and then also Borderlands. It's kind of like a wacky comic book style. It's not that hard to play. You get to pick skills and just like go through a bunch of enemies with a like shooter style. That's my type of shooter game. But sorry, this sold for $8.24. Fortnite's popular. Like a lot of people love it. All right, next up is another huge combo order. Not as big as yesterday, but this is like, these orders are really good when they come in. So I'm just going to go through it. It's kind of a bunch of random stuff. A lot of 58 vintage, small size trading card sleeves. So these are going to be for like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Vanguard and whatever other card games are smaller. There's a lot of Japanese games that haven't made it here, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff. These are smaller sleeves. So there's black, silver, and gold. There's 59. So they picked that up. They also picked up a Pokemon trading card game play mats for card games. So like, obviously they're probably playing, like those don't fit Pokemon. So I'm not sure why they got the small sleeves. This is Arceus, the legendary Pokemon. Oh, it still smells good. Like the no, it's like, it smells like freshly new. I'm normally not gonna like sniff some. I opened it up and I could smell the fresh playmat smell. All right, that ends up. Oh yeah, sorry. All of these items together, I think it was $118. Sorry, that's like quick math. I can't see it fully on my screen. I did the math earlier. So yeah, they got this particular playmat. Then they also got, 1 second, my screen went down. Let's see, they grabbed, oh, this guy right here. This is from, I believe, Word Miniatures. It's a Witchling Stalker. It's broken. The only part that's broken is this particular sword is broken. Ironically, this sword is meant to be broken. It's like a chipped like blade there. But yeah, this is for Word Miniatures. It's like Malifaux. Word Miniatures is the company. So that's going to be one figure with its little base. Then they got a bunch of these Mears Minis, Brythoniids. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I got a bunch of these baggies of miniatures at the auction. Each baggie was $2. Almost no one was, except for one other person, bid on me for them. So I have like a bunch of these from the auctions. So these are like the faction I just mentioned. So there's a bag of 10 sword, bow, spear, and gun, like different miniatures. These are still, you need to clip them off their little screws and build them. So yeah, when I looked into this company, I think they kind of do the miniatures themselves. So I don't know if like what like game this is for. So I'm struggling to talk about it. All right, so sword and shield miniatures right here. So like, yeah, these were kits basically without the box. Then there's 10 spear, sword, and shield. I was just putting like as many keywords as I could for them. There's like an individual. This looks like a guy with a trident right there. So like some kind of like king or lieutenant. And then there's like this like girl warrior with like a huge like sword that she has and a shield on her back. So they picked up all of these as well. They also picked up this Malifaux 3rd edition Fate deck. I believe, let me double check. I'm not sure what the Fate deck is. Malifaux is going to be that little miniature skirmish game. It kind of has like it's so hard to describe. It's going to have like witches and like monsters and then like a scary doll. It's like a horror-ish, like fantasy-ish type of game, Halloween style. I think the Fate deck is going to be some kind of cards for either effects as reminders, or maybe it's like extra lore or something like that. So they picked up that. They picked up an actual full pack of Ultra Pro green small sleeves for Japanese size cards right there. Then they grabbed a Marvel book, everything you need to know about like Marvel history and stuff right there. So this is a hardcover. There was a day where I only listed like 2 things or 3 things. It was this, and then they also grabbed the DC Comics Cover Girls right here. So it's just like a bunch of history of all the different covers with girls in DC right here. So there's like Supergirl, Wonder Woman, Batgirl, stuff like that. So they picked up, I think this was all of it. So yeah, it was a random lot of stuff. Like I said, $118. That's like really good. I already told you guys that this is like super rare. Having 2 days back to back was great. Like this feels really good. All right, so let me move on from that. Let's see the next thing. There were still some other cool, interesting sales. It keeps going down my phone. Not sure why. What's going on? Having drama here. One-person phone drama. All right, next up is Dark Eras, the Sundered World RPG source book right here. This is just going to be, it says Chronicles of Darkness. I don't know much about that other than we've sold some stuff from Chronicles of Darkness. There's like a werewolf and stuff like that. And then there's like some kind of like witch casting some kind of spell here. And maybe she has like a mask on. Maybe she's summoning this like stone giant. This sold for $6.07. We still have a bunch of our like scrappier RPG books that are selling almost daily. And then the last thing for the day, which is really cool, Cube World right here. This is sealed. This stuff's really good. Series 2, I happened to randomly one day a couple years ago be watching a video on the history of Cube World at the time. It was super random. And then recently when I went back to our parents' house, I put the video on here like I sourced from my parents' garage. What? Okay. And this was stuff that like Annetta had in a box that she must have sourced from like Goodwill or something. So she got really lucky. This one, finding these sealed is pretty hard. This is a aqua one and a pink one. These are like little electronics that have like a little stick figure, and if you put them next to each other, they like travel across from one screen to the other, and they kind of interact. Think like Tamagotchi or something like that. People really love this stuff. Even used, they're pretty good. For new, this one ended up going for $112.49. It's been a little bit on the channel since we got to like this is as much as this big stack right here. So it was just a really good day. All right, and then we had, I don't know what platform was this, Bonanza, Mercari, which one? Bonanza. On Bonanza, we sold this card game called Wench. I pick up all these random like card games. Anything that's unique, I'll grab. It says the Drinking Man's Thinking Game, so yikes. All right, this ended up selling for $15. This one is new. I get like card game stuff like that all the time. And then randomly, when I was going through our storage unit stuff, I think this is, Annetta grabbed this this did not sell. I think this might be hers. I have to test it. This is a really cool like tiger striped Furby right there. I think you got this at one of those antique markets type of things. I don't know if you wanted to keep this, or I'm going to test this right after the video. All right, so that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I hope everyone's having a good week so far, and I hope everyone's eBay is doing okay if they do that as well.